Okay, guys. Really good day today. Obviously, we've got the mandated 3 days off coming up, but I thought these guys really, did a great job of being able to get good work this week. So that was a positive. Voted on captains yesterday, and we've got a bunch of quality leaders. I think, top to bottom, this is a really great reflection of, just leaders in general. And 7 guys got recognized, and 3 on offense: Matthew Stafford, Connor Williams, and Rob Havenstein. On defense, Quentin Lake, Kobe Turner, and Nate Landman, and then on special teams, Ethan Evans. So those 7 guys will do an excellent job, but we've got a lot of other great leaders as well, and I think that was reflected in their teammates' votes. But happy for those guys, and it's well earned and well deserved. And here we go. Yeah, I think it says a lot about him, sir. I think he has really high emotional intelligence in terms of the come in, to be able to ask questions, to really be able to get familiar with his teammates, and then being able to pick and choose his spots to be able to lead. I think that position in general, similar to the quarterback and the center position on offense, that requires a level of communication. He's wearing the green dot for us. He's got great ownership from an all-22 perspective. The questions he asks, he understands what we're really trying to get done, what Chris is trying to get done, and I'm really pleased with him, and he's been a great addition for us.
In terms of leadership, why do you think the guys resonate with those particular players?
I think some of them I think the biggest thing, Aaron, is just modeling the way. These guys, I think what great leaders do is they affect positive change. They elevate people around them, and most importantly, they do what they're supposed to do in terms of what it looks like with our core values, our principles. And it's not exclusive to those 7 guys. There's multiple guys that do a great job of personifying that. And I think top to bottom, this is as good of a group where you really say different personalities, but our kinds of guys that we've ever had since I've been here.
If you had to choose captains for the coaching staff, who would it be?
What the hell kind of question is that? My ass would be the captain. I don't know. You know what's cool though, in all seriousness? We have so many great leaders on our coaching staff, and really players and coaches, and this is such an enjoyable group. I think the best part is I can truly step back and let our coaches lead. And then you're always there, but this is probably the most fun I've had, just being able to kind of step back, watch the coordinators, the position coaches lead the way. And as long as I don't screw it up, things will follow and be in good shape. So I definitely would not vote myself the captain.
You always talk about how you hope in every practice the team gets incrementally better. And as you guys approach the beginning of the season, how did you guys improve today?
I think we took a step in the right direction. We tried to simulate a game. Our starters got a little over 50 snaps, got a bunch of different situations, different parts of the field, some sudden changes. Thought we handled it really well. It wasn't perfect, but I think when we're going first offense versus first defense, there's a high caliber of ball that you feel good about. I think guys are understanding how to be able to toe the line, and I'll look forward to looking at this tape, but I was really pleased with just the effort on both sides, and like anything, we'll always have some things that we can learn from, but I thought it was a great job, being able to finish out this week, have 3 days of really rest, recovery, rejuvenation, and come back, for the bonus Monday, ready to roll.
Avoid kind of the slow starts that you guys have had the last 2 seasons. Your preseason approach has anything?
I don't, but I can see why it would be, a convenient narrative. Whatever I say is going to be an excuse. What we do is we try to believe in our approach. We try to be able to simulate a lot of those settings as much as we possibly can. But I think it's about us playing well, executing at a high level. I think health is a big important part of it. But ultimately, I totally understand where people would question it based on starting 3-6, 1-4. I'm always going to try to make the decisions, and we are always going to try to make the decisions that we feel like are best for the collective and for a football team. And so I understand that it's not for everybody, but there's a lot of thought that goes into what we think is best, and I'm hopeful that we'll start the right way, but we got a great challenge against a team we have a ton of respect for here.
Sean, what are a couple of things at the top of your list to do before the season kicks off that are absolute must-have?
That's a hard question to be able to say. I think just continue to stack days. I think we want to put together good plans that allow our players to be able to go play with great clarity. In the first game of the year, there's always some unscouted looks. I think it's really about being able to play rules ball. Obviously, with them having a first-time coordinator, he knows us, we know them a little bit. Familiar with their defensive structure, they're excellent, and then they've always been excellent in the kicking game as well. So I got a lot of respect for this group that we're going against, but I think it's about us having a good week of preparation, making sure that we do a good job of trying to put our players in the right spots to have good, successful outcomes, and then when the time comes to be able to kick off, let's go cut it loose and go for it.
Now that
Everybody was back out there today, so that was a real positive. I think we're getting healthy at the right time. Alec Jackson will be out there on Monday. He'll also be a full participant if the plans go accordingly on Wednesday and Thursday, and take part in the walk-on on Friday. So excited to be able to get him back out there as well.
now that we're approaching this point in the season, what was the impact of having 3 returning coordinators throughout this entire process?
It's big, and I really feel fortunate to be around a great coaching staff. And we had 6 new additions, but I think they all fit. They've all done a great job of, feeling like they're one of us. But I do think it's been great, Brock, to be able to have continuity at the coordinator spot. There's another year of familiarity. There's another year of us working together, figuring out, hey, how do we maximize our players? How do we communicate and collaborate amongst each other as a coaching staff? And how do we remain curious to be able to have that flexibility and adaptability that's going to be necessary, throughout the course of the season. Awesome. You guys have a good weekend.
Thank you.